This one is a long time coming. Sky Ferreira, Nighttime, My Time. First time listening to it. This album is 10 years old and I have never listened to it. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know much about Sky. I've heard a couple tracks here and there. I know that she is tired. What else? And I know that she hasn't put out too much music at all. I've always seen things like, oh, I'm gonna release this, I'm gonna release this, and it just hasn't really followed through. So, you know, if that day does come, I wanna be ready. I wanna know something about this woman. We're just gonna go into it, all right? The first track is Boys. I like the album cover a lot too. Green. Green. Jeez! A lot of noise. Okay, I did not expect this. I don't know what I expected, but not this. Woo! What's that thing in the background? Woo! Woo! This is nice! Did the beat change a little? I hear a little now. So far, I really like this beat, like the drums, what they're doing in the background. Is that a little solo I hear in the background? Just the tiniest solo? Oh, right, just like that. Okay, so one, I didn't expect this to be kind of like indie rock almost. I think I was expecting it to just be more traditional pop with just little rock elements, where that was very, very just like full indie rock. Her very soft voice over those drums and guitars, they just mesh. They just mesh. It doesn't sound dated for being 10 years old, but it does sound like it's from like that era, if that makes sense. And I think that's a very, very good intro, just being like, I'm done with boys, blah, 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 immediately seeing someone new. Like this is, it feels like the start of a story. I don't know if this album is kind of conceptual in that way, but it's a great starter. Man, I'm excited to see what we're getting into now. I did not expect that. Ain't You're Right. Oh my god. Why did the instrumental remind me of Bjork for a second? Yeah, it's like industrial. This is such a weird pace. And why can I imagine hearing this live like very clearly? These stark points where like she just removes the instrumentals. Wow. They do a lot. Normally, I don't really like modern kind of alt rock at all. I feel like so much of it sounds so similar, and I feel like there's so much of it that just is inspired by certain kinds of it, but they don't exactly expand upon itself. This, I really do like. If there's more albums that sound like this, send them my way, because I'm going to be down to check them out. So far, we're doing good. It seems like the narrative is following a kind of cohesive part. Now they seem like these two have gotten together. Okay. Now we're going to go into 24 hours. TikTok. This is the first time she sounds like she's singing like this, at least on this album. I just realized this came out the same year Lorde did. This was probably therapy for so many people. Oh, and we get a little fade too? How nice. How nice is that? Love a good fade. That one, my god, I don't have a third thumb, but we're just solid song after solid song right here. This one's going into being like, oh, the last day that you know you're with someone, you just want to be around them all the time. You don't even want to go to sleep. Man, I get it. And what I was saying earlier, this along with Lorde coming out at the same time, I mean, like, that's just therapy for a lot of people. I can see why these albums kind of connected with so many young people at that time. I don't have too much to say besides that on that one. It's just another solid track. It's another solid little bit of progression. I wonder where we're gonna go in this relationship. Nobody asked me if I was okay. Okay, this sounds like the backyard band type of thing. I like this type of delivery. Oh boy, these lyrics are a little too close to home. Okay, my favorite part about that song was probably the lyrics, especially on that second little verse. They were a little too... I've heard stuff like that before. Instrumentally, that didn't do as much for me. It was similar to the first couple of tracks, but maybe I'm kind of expecting something a little more at this point. Still not bad, but we definitely took a step back. I think I like the first 2 tracks the best. Maybe. But this track, I've heard this one before. I like this one a lot. I blame myself. Already, from the start. I wish I haven't heard it before because I kind of would be freaking out right now, I think. I just hit the tripod. This is good. Hey. Oh, this shit's fucking good! I haven't gotten up out of the chair like that in a while for music. I really want to hear this live. I don't listen to music like this too often, so when I find it, it's just... This little pre-chorus? I don't know what to say besides it's good. And it's just so relatable. I think this is a 10 out of 10 song. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know anything wrong with it. I'm just waiting. This little bridge, it's just drawing you back in for the chorus. Okay, what? Okay, yeah. You think you know me so well. I'm playing myself. Oh no! You okay? You okay? Okay. Woo! My God. All right, I bet the song has been picked to death over the years, but let me play with it a little. First of all, it sounds so different from what we've gotten so far, which makes it feel so much fresher. It's definitely like the most pop track here. And she's like, "Oh, I'm the reason why you guys don't understand." Like, I get it. It's not your fault for not being able to understand. How could you know what it feels like to be outside yourself? Just to not be, you're not like comfortable kind of where you are in a way. That song is phenomenal. I'm awake. Track 6 is Omanko. Whoa. Stop, please. Moaning into the mic. What is Japanese what is Omanko? Are those sleigh bells now? Whoa. I think that's still a guitar, but it almost weirdly sounds like a horn. What is this about, bro? I have no idea. That sounds nice. I think now I understand why some parts I won't understand, because that I don't get that song at all. It still sounds fine, and it does sound like something that like you would just kind of dance to at a concert and have a good time with. But what does it mean, bruh? Like I said, not bad at all, but I'm just so confused at where that came from. We're about halfway through, and I understand why people like this album. Because I like this album so far. But let's see if it can it keep up the pace with track 7, You're Not the One. Looks like this boy she thought was the one is not the one. Or maybe it's about a different boy? I don't know. Let's see. Cool little melody in the background. Okay, she's talking now. Hold on. Ah, okay. So she still wants them, but they want someone else. So they're not the one. I understand. Is it bad that this kind of reminds me of 1975's first album? Maybe? Okay, I get that one, but I feel like that might have been a little more product of its time. Like, there wasn't too much for me to bite into there, surprisingly. Maybe I'm missing something, because this has almost double the streams as I Blame Myself. I feel like I might be missing something. I definitely didn't hate it, but I didn't like get too much out of it, surprisingly. But I'm very skeptical at how much it didn't make me feel, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like I might be missing something, so if I am, enlighten, please, because I like everything on this album. Weirdly, that might be like one of my least favorites so far. All right, we're gonna move on to Heavy Metal Heart. Okay, this is heavier. It's making me do this. I like how they did that, where the beat came in where she said beat. Okay, good. Ooh. Okay. A little slow moment. Bring it back. Slowly. That was nice. She has a lot of different deliveries on this album that all like kind of blend. Also a solid little track right there. I think I like what the instrumental was doing there the most, honestly. And the best thing about this album so far is I think that she's able to personalize these feelings in a very way that's herself. They don't feel too generic. They don't feel too personalized that you can't relate, like too hyper specific. But I'm waiting for a little more progression. Maybe we'll get this with Kristine. I like what this drummer's doing. Just pounding away at that bass. That doesn't even sound real. I don't think it is. What is she doing? Stabbing pens in her hand? Who is Kristine? Who is Kristine, bruh? It almost felt like the $1 Million Bills of that album. It just fell in the right place. Felt like they were kind of talking about a similar thing. A little. But I can see how that track can fall in between the cracks a little, because it is the shortest, but we only have a couple tracks left. I want to talk about the album cover for a second, because now that I've heard some of these songs, the album cover, even though she's like naked in it and her boobs are almost out, it doesn't feel too sexualized. It feels more vulnerable. She's in the shower. The green isn't really a sexy green. It's just more of a, this is the green that's in my house. And the expression on her face very much gives off that vulnerability, but still like she's like almost like a snake or a wounded animal that still has some fight left in her. I didn't expect this album to go into to just be this like indie rock type of thing, and I think I definitely like the first couple tracks. I feel like now it's getting a little repetitive. Track 10, I Will. Look at that. Wake it up. Right. Ooh, I like that. My eyes. I kiss like I lie. What does that mean? Badly? Good? Nice little solo. Nice little solo. Nice little solo. What? Nice little. Sounds like a Guitar Hero track. At least just right there. I can picture the notes coming down the screen. Another solid little track there. I think they definitely put the best songs on the first half of it. Like I said, I definitely don't mind it, but I feel like it's bleeding a little into like the sound that I was expecting to get. Like it's not doing anything too crazy for me right this second. Love in Stereo. What? Loading up that cassette. Crowd is here. Penultimate track. Little guitar. Okay. This has some potential. Woo! Okay. This was nice. I'm liking this. Definitely poppy. Am I just a pop fuck? Maybe. I like how this chorus is not too like pounding. I like that it's very laid back. It's weird, saying in stereo almost sounds like it's another word, or like a word in another language. If this is all about one guy, my god, she really covered all the bases. I kind of like her talking about this awkward position where you break up with someone but you still want to be their friends, and it's just like there's still some feelings there. You're still trying to just get along, but it's weird. It's just an awkward. I think it encapsulated that awkward position very well. And finally, the last track, Nighttime, My Time. How are we gonna wrap this up? I'm concerned because this has like the least amount of streams. I don't know what that's gonna mean, but let's go into it. Whoa. I like it. I like this so far. What? Oh my god, it's almost like this song is like molasses, but in a good way. It's just like drowning. It's kind of hard to understand here without the lyrics, I will say that, but it's probably intentional. It's almost like this song is encapsulating how she normally feels, or like these feelings that she was talking about earlier. Getting louder? Oh god. Why does this almost remind me of The Wall? What is it? Are we just gonna get to quiet? Mm-hmm. We still have 15 seconds.
Kevin the Crab in the Accord.
Well, that was terrifying. As soon as I stop the song, I hear something, like a little piece of paper. I like that ending. That ending was good. Pretty much what? This is how she feels now, lost. Like, lost at the end of a relationship. She's just like, it's the end of the world now. And we can almost loop back to, like, meeting another boy by the start of this album. Like, she has this dark place, but then she's like, okay, I can be better. I'm done with boys. And then, new boy, new hell. That's a good little ending. I like that. I definitely will say some of these tracks in here definitely weren't my speed, or maybe something just wasn't connecting, but some of these tracks were really, really, really good. I Blame Myself is my favorite by far. Love in Stereo was pretty good. Boys was pretty good. I will be telling people to listen to this, and I'm very glad I did. And I just want to hear more, honestly. I might go back to some of her old stuff next. But yeah, thanks for watching.